everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Johnna, and today I am going to share with you my journey on a GLP-1 weight loss that I am on. Now, I'm taking Mounjaro. It is the same medication as Zepbound. Mounjaro is for diabetes. Zepbound is for weight loss. If you go to a compounded facility and purchase it, which you still can do, some compounded. There's a whole thing going on with the FDA and Eli Lilly right now, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm not going to get into all that in this video, but there's a lot going on that some compounding places have stopped, but some you can still get it. And it is called tirzepatide. So I am taking Mounjaro because I received authorization from my insurance through pre-diabetes. I had sleep apnea, I had high cholesterol, I took thyroid, which I don't know if I would get it because of the thyroid, but for the sleep apnea, the shortness of breath, the high cholesterol, the pre-diabetes, I got it. I got my papers today, or not today, but yesterday from my doctor on my blood work since May or April. I can't remember when I had my blood done, but beginning of May, I think it was the beginning of May. And I went to a new clinic because there's a whole thing. You can watch my other video. I loved my doctor I had, but he was an emergency doctor, was only filling in, and he went back he was head of urgent care. So he went back to his job. And so I went to this new clinic that deals with seniors, and it's really great. But anyway, that's all they do is they take seniors. And what's really nice is I have a nurse practitioner who I love, by the way. I love to write off. And I talk to her one-on-one. And there is a person who takes notes. And I think they record the conversation. And then when they have to look back at it, they have all that information. Where the doctor gives you that one-on-one attention. They don't have to be worried about notes or doing anything like that. They're talking directly with you about your health needs, and I love it. So I went to this facility, and I met with the nurse practitioner who's my primary care, and I had a great conversation with her. She said she wanted to set up some blood work and tests and stuff for me. So I said, okay, So we set up, and I went in, I had my blood drawn and blood work done. Well, meanwhile, I am taking 5 milliliters of, milliliters? Well, you start at 2.5. I am on 5. It's the second dose in a series of doses on the Mounjaro. I am taking a 5 milliliter shot once a week, and between the time I had the blood work and I had to go back and see her, they called me. I wanted to tell her I started getting head noise back, and head noise is that thing that tells you to eat. It's kind of like the devil on your shoulder, if you know. It's like, go eat some chips, or you're hungry for candy, or where's the chocolate, or have some ice cream, or there's pastries, or let's go get some chips, or I don't know, cookies, whatever, things that really are okay to eat on occasion, but really you can't make your diet out of it. And this head of mine would make a whole diet out of that if it could. So I was going to tell her about it when I went to the office visit, but they called me because there was something in my blood work they wanted to tell me. So when I was talking to the girl, I go, I was going to bring this up when I go to her next week, but I really am kind of freaking out because I'm getting head noise and cravings to eat junk food. And um, I think I need to increase my medication. And she's like, oh, okay. And she took all the information. And then she went and talked to the doctor. And we talked about what she wanted to do. I was taking, my thyroid came back. My thyroid panel came back good. It was better than good. Okay. So they needed to lower my medication. In all the years that I've been taking that medication, probably 30 years, I've never had it lowered. Taking these 2 doses, I can just go to the low one every day, and I think I'll be fine because honestly, I've lost over 30 pounds and I feel good. My energy's good. And with the weight loss, I probably do have to lower my thyroid. My metabolism's better. So she goes, okay. So she goes, not the nurse practitioner, but the girl that was telling me what the nurse practitioner told her, that she got the note about moving up in dose on the Mounjaro, and she would talk to me about it, but she wanted to make sure I got my thyroid right first. Well, I don't know, that day, that just, the way it was presented to me hit me wrong, because this medication is my top priority. My thyroid's important. All my blood panels are important. But this medication, and it was almost like they were saying, well, we're going to do this first and get all your blood work regulated, and then we'll look at increasing your dose. And I'm panicked because I'm getting head noise, and I feel like I'm just going to go through a bag of Doritos or Cheetos or a bag of Halloween candy, or I don't know what, I'm just freaking out. Maybe I'll have some Danish or cupcakes or cookies, or I don't know. My head is saying, okay, this protein thing has been fine for a while, but we want some junk food. So if you know anything about the addiction of food and the food noise in your head, you'll be able to relate to this. If you don't, you may have it. I don't know. I didn't really realize I had it until it was gone. So, and now it's creeping back in. Not full blown, but enough. So, anyway, so I was ready when I went to the doctor. I was just ready to say, look, this is what I want to do. This is what I need. And if she gave me any pushback, I was just going to go to a telehealth. But now we know all the issues they're having with telehealth. So I was kind of freaking out. But I'm pretty assertive as far as if I know I want something, I'm not backing down. So I went in and they had done my blood work. And then they also did they do these senior tests, These they did on a tablet. Normally they have you, memorize 3 or 4 words, and then they say, okay, remember those words. We're going to go back to them later. And then they talk to you about some other things. They have you draw a picture of a clock and put the hands at a certain time. And they want to make sure your brain's working right, And then they say, oh, and by the way, what were those 3 or 4 words, whatever they were? And you have to say them back. You can't remember them, then I don't know. Is that early signs of dementia? I don't know. But so they do that. Well, this was all on a tablet, and I was doing these exercises, memory exercises. 3, I didn't have to do anymore, so that must have meant I was okay. So anyway, she took my vitals, she took my weight, she took my temperature, all that stuff. My blood pressure is down. Now, I have basically pretty good blood pressure anyway. I've had doctors say, oh, you have the blood pressure of an 18-year-old. Well, now that I've lost this weight And these hormones, it's low. It's not too low, but it's low. So, in fact, what was my blood pressure on here? My blood pressure was, I don't have my glasses on, which is another thing. I should be really wearing glasses now. That's my labs. My blood pressure was 105 over 59. That's low. My temperature is 96.9. My temperature is low. I run low. I don't know. My pulse was good at 75. So my blood pressure is normally like 120 or 110 over 70. So my blood pressure's always been good, but now it's 105 over 59. That's pretty low. I'm hoping, that's just because of the weight loss, and it'll regulate itself. It won't continue to go lower because I don't want to have it too low. So she went over my blood work, and she said my thyroid was a little down. It's not horrible, but she wanted to lower the medication. And I said, I'm fine with that. I said, I'm anticipating when I lose maybe 60 more pounds, you'll have to lower it again. And I'm okay. Put me on what I need, My cholesterol was high. But when I looked at it, I told her my cholesterol was high, but I don't know if you got my blood work from May or April, whenever it was, but it's better than it was. I said, I'm losing about 1 to 2 pounds a week, which is great. And I said, I don't think I'm losing too fast. I'm eating healthy. I'm not eating any junk food. I'm eating protein mainly and some fiber. Honey. And I said, she goes, well, you're losing good on that level. And I said, yeah, it's not the weight loss I'm worried about. It's the head noise. I don't want to white knuckle it. Then it's just like any diet, that's just like being on any diet where you have restrictions and you do the right things. Hey, that is enough. Settle. So I told her, I said, I don't want to feel the head noise and the cravings, to eat things that aren't healthy. I said, I'm doing so well, and it works so well. And I said, I'm not worried about the appetite suppression because, yeah, I have it maybe a little bit, but, I can eat cookies if my head's telling me to eat cookies. And I don't want to do that. I want to stick to, a reasonable diet. So I told her, I said, and I don't know what doctors know and don't know. So I said, initially in the studies, these medications were increased every 4 weeks. And I had stayed on 5 for a long time. She goes, yeah, I noticed that you got it in the middle of August. And I go, yeah, so the middle of August and September, and here we are the middle of October. So I've been on it for over 2 full months. I'm going to continue. I go, I have 2 more doses of the 5, and I will continue to take the 5 as long as the head noise doesn't get too bad. But I want to go to the 7.5. And I said, the other thing is, I don't know if my insurance is going to approve it or if I'm going to have to wait for them to go through authorization and everything. I don't want to have to stop. My insurance approved it for 4 months, and I picked up 1 of the 2.5 and 3 of the 5. So that's 4 months. So I wasn't sure if I'd even get it. So she goes, okay, I'm going to put in. I'm like, yay. She goes, I'm going to put in for 7.5. She she goes, because your numbers are good. She's putting me on a statin for the cholesterol, which I said, it's fine. It's not that I don't want to be on one. I had horrible side effects from it. And they say if you get those side effects, that go off it. And I don't care if she lowers the cholesterol. The thyroid, if I don't need it that high, I don't need it that high. And then everything else looked good. She said, my kidneys look good, my liver looks good, and I have all the stats here. She goes, everything looks good. She goes, your cholesterol, we'll get that under control. And she said, your thyroid is just barely too high. So when I lower it to the one dose, then I'm going to have blood work done in 2 or 3 months, and then we'll see where it is then. And hopefully in 2 months I'll have lost more weight, and they may have to lower stuff again. I don't know. So I was so excited. Now I knew I was going to have to pay more out of pocket, because with my insurance, they approved it for 4 months, and the amount of money I'm on Medicare. I'm on a Medicare Advantage plan, and you have so much, and then when you hit your maximum allotted amount, you go into, which I think is $5,000. It's not that much. And with Mounjaro being over $1,200 a month, 4 months almost ate the whole thing up anyway. So, and next year you don't have this whole issue, but I don't know if authorizations will be harder. Insurance companies are going to make money. So anyway, they did approve it, and I went to Walmart to pick it up, and the girl's like, that'll be $600. And I'm like, whoa, are you kidding me? And she goes, well, that's for, I thought she said 3 months supply. And I thought, well, that's like $200 a month. And it's still cheaper than compounded. So I was going to try to figure out how to do it. But I said, oh my God. She goes, well, do you want me to see how much it is just for a month? So she did, and it was $120. Now, I don't know if it'll be that for the next month or not. But I said, okay, let me fill the 1 month. And then I figure when I get paid, I'll probably get the other month. The thing that excited me was they were willing to give me 3 months supply of this to have in my fridge so I can not stress so much. Oh my goodness, I stress over this FDA, and what if I can't get approved, and what am I going to do, and I can't not take it. And I know, it's like crack. It's my new crack. Except, because the doctor was asking me, she goes, do you feel jittery, or do you feel this? And I said, no, it doesn't really work like that. You don't feel jittery or hyper, or I go, in fact, you get tired sometimes, it does make you want to maybe take a nap and just relax. But I said, it's not like that. It's not when they had these diet drugs that were over the counter or prescription years ago, the fen-phen and the amphetamines and all that. It doesn't speed you up like that. It doesn't make you jittery or shaky or nervous, or it doesn't work like that. It works on hormones and receptors to the brain. It tells you it comes from your intestine, and it triggers your brain that, hey, we're not hungry, but not in a starve yourself way, in a healthy way. And then the head noise is gone, so that obsessive compulsive feeling's gone. And I've talked about this probably in all my videos, but it amazes me what this medication does and how it works, and how, I don't want to say a miracle, but for me, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. So my blood work came back good. All my tests came back good. I'm going back in 2 months to follow up on how things are going. I'm going to have blood work done before I go in, and then she'll be able to look at my blood work and the improvements, hopefully. And then, and she's putting me on the cholesterol medicine, so she'll be able to see the improvement on that. She increased it to 7.5. And when she did, I go, now, what happens if she goes, well, if just go to the pharmacy, and if they don't fill it and it's not approved, then the pharmacy will let me know and I'll fill out whatever paperwork. She is just the angel, okay? I'm so lucky I found her, because the doctor I had to put me on this medicine was a dream too. He was a saint. So you don't always find a doctor that you connect with so well and that is going to work with you in, they've got the medical knowledge, and sometimes we know more about certain things because I'm a deep diver into finding out everything I can about what I'm taking. So I've really researched this GLP-1. But the doctor has the history and the background. They understand all these numbers and tests and, where you should be, and to be able to work hand in hand with them to get things accomplished and to go on that path with your health and to feel confident is such a good feeling. So I want to talk a little bit about, well, the whole FDA thing is an ongoing saga. They took it off the shortage list and they suspended it for a month or something. So who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen with compounded? Right now, some compounded facilities have quit prescribing tirzepatide. You can get semaglutide right now, but who knows? That could go away tomorrow too. And that's what I've been panicked about. But I did get my approval. I was so worried if she would increase it and was kind of holding me hostage, like, do this and get this straightened out and then we'll look at it. And I thought, whoa. When the girl told it to me like that, I was kind of like, no, I will take care of my health journey with you. Not, have some respect for what I like, but I didn't have to worry about it. She was fine. I just was worried. So I absolutely love this lady, and she gives, she really hears what I want for my health. And so I do feel like we will manage that together. Now for the numbers, the exciting news. And I had told her the last 2 weeks I lost 1.2 pounds. I think both weeks. And what I did, week 11 shot. Okay, so week 10 I lost 1.2. Week 9 I lost 1.2. I was injecting in my stomach. So on week 11, I took a 5 milligram dose in my left thigh. And my head noise went away. I have it a little bit, okay, but not like I did when I did it in my stomach. And I really was white knuckling it. 11, I took the 5 milligram shot in my right thigh because the thigh seems to be helping. Because this week I had a weight loss of 2.8 pounds. That's 1.6 pounds more than I had the last 2 weeks individually. I had 1.2, 1.2, and then I had 2.8. Now, sometimes you are retaining, or maybe you're not having a bowel movement. There's all kinds of things. 2.8 is not huge. It's still in a healthy range if you average it out. So I started at 38.8. And a lot of people know 7 pounds of that was before I started taking the GLP-1 when I thought I wasn't going to get it. And I started riding my bike, but I count that in my journey. So on the GLP-1, I have lost 26.8. I'm going to calculate it. And that's in 11 weeks. So divided by 11 is 2.43 pounds a week. That is very respectable. I lose weight. I'm a pretty good, steady weight loss person. I stick to the program. I stick to the plan. I do deviate sometimes. If I feel like I'm not losing weight, sometimes I think maybe I'm not eating enough. Especially if I know I'm not eating a lot, I think I need to up my calories because my body maybe is starting to hold on to fat because it's not getting enough food. So this week I took the week 12 shot in my right thigh. Now my intention is to pick up, tomorrow I'm picking up the 7.5, and my intention is next Thursday, today is Thursday night, and you'll probably see this on Friday. I'm picking up my medicine Friday night. Next Thursday, I am going to take the 7.5. These medications that I have are good. The 5 milligrams I have right now are good until April of 26. So like a year and a half almost. So if I use it for maintenance or I use 2.5 for a 10 or whatever I do, but I really, unless I feel like I don't need to increase it because I have no food noise this week, then I'll stay on the 5, but I'm not really sure that's going to be the case. My weight loss isn't an issue. I'm still losing on it. But the head noise is my issue in that. I did get head noise back in week 10. Week 11, it was gone. The last day, it did creep back a little bit. So that's why I want to see this week how it goes. Like I said, my weight loss isn't the issue. It's the head noise for my increase. This may be my last week on 5.0, and I will move up to the 7.5. We'll see next week what I end up doing. But I am bringing this to you a little bit early because I kind of just had the time and was able to, and I got the information from the doctor and I got the approval for the medication, and I'm so happy. Even at 120 is what I'm paying now. It's still such a discount. It's cheaper than the savings card. It's cheaper than going to compounded. Next year, it'll be better. Hopefully, they don't decide not to approve people because it's so much money. But next year, the maximum cost for people on Medicare is going to be $2,000, and then you're covered 100%. Right now, I have to pay a percentage of the medication. I thought it was 20%, but maybe it's not 20%. But anyway, I have to pay a percentage out of pocket because I've used up all my money. I am loving GLP-1. If you have any questions or concerns that you want me to try to answer for you, I must tell you, I'm not a doctor. I probably should have said this in the beginning, but I am not a doctor. Anything I say is just my opinion, my experience of my journey, and sharing with you in hopes that it will take away some of the stigma or things that you don't understand about the medication. Also, I just want to share my journey in hopes that it may help someone. Now remember, everyone reacts differently. The weight loss is different for everyone. The side effects are different. My side effects are almost nothing. I could say constipation, but not really, because I'm controlling it. I do have to watch, not have a lot of things that are going to constipate me. And if I do, I drink a herbal tea that helps with that. And that's all I do. I don't take any other medication for constipation. right now, that's been fine. The nausea is pretty well gone. The tiredness isn't that much. And the head noise coming back was a scare. But like I said, I've got that under control. Hopefully, this week it stays away. Next week, I will be moving up a dose. Unless this week comes out just where I don't have any head noise, then I'll stay on 5. But yeah, I'm just happy I got the approval and I got the medication and I'm going to be able to afford it. And I can get it for like, I think 3 months. So that's, that's going to take me into the new year and the new insurance. So I'm really happy. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you like. I do shopping. I may be going back to doing some shopping here soon. There are things I need to get. So I don't know if I'll just shop for myself or if I'll do a video, but I do shopping videos. And I just took a break during my weight loss journey because I wanted to really focus on it. And I have a lot of other things going on right now. So if you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye, everyone.